How do you sell your house in a declining market? Right now, this is a depreciating market, meaning homes that were selling back in 2021 was selling within moments, literally within minutes, for 100, 200 plus $1,000 of asking price. Now, in this market, though, we're seeing the opposite thing happen. Homes were sitting in the market for many, many days, sellers making huge concessions, and losing almost all negotiation powers in 2025 and probably 2026, maybe even worse. So what does that mean for you? How do you get top dollar? How do you sell quickly and have no stress? I'm going to cover all that for you and more in this video. And my name is Jordan Super. I'm one of the top agents in all of America, but especially here in Austin, Texas. And my team's done $1.6 billion in transactions over the past few years. And I've seen pretty much every angle of the market, from up, down, sideways, and you name it. And right now, this is going to help you save so much money and not be struggling like I see a lot of people right now on the market struggling to sell their houses. And before we get super into how do we sell inside of this market, it's depreciating, declining, or in my case, I think it's actually more like stabilizing, but in contrast, we are declining. So what does that mean for you in terms of the past? Well, back in the day, 2021, 2020, 2022, some parts of it, homes were selling like crazy due to interest rates, due to the climate, and also due to supply and demand. Here's a quick example for you, kind of show you why this is happening and what to understand on the demographic of this market. So again, team is a lot of volume. I'm one of the top agents in all of Central Texas, ranking number 1 or top 5, almost everything. And I'm going to show you this quick diagram. So in 2021, in my market here in Austin, in the greater outskirts, was 1,800 homes just about. And fast forward to today, we have over 15,000 homes. To go even deeper for you, I'll actually show you our trends. Right now, as of the past 30 days, there have been almost 4,000 new homes on the marketplace, 1,000 under contract, 2,600 closed. So people still are buying, stuff is happening, and of course, also 1,300 pending, and quite a few expired and withdrawn. So almost 2,000 combined. And expired and withdrawn means they're on the market and they couldn't sell. I can go even deeper for us and show you that if we look at what's actually happening on a price point past 7 days, you can see almost 1,000 homes in the market, but this is where it gets tricky. 1,500 homes, almost 1,600 homes have been price decrease. A lot of people are chasing the market down. This is why they're not making as much money as they should be. Because again, in 2021, when you were trying to sell a home, getting your home for 100, 200K per asking price, super easy. Every single agent and their moms could sell a house like that. But in this market, it's so much more than just the MLS. And this is why it's so important to understand this whole video. Again, I'm going to break down everything for you. What to do, what not to do, how to be prepared for it, and so much more. But we understand that this current climate of the market of greater Austin, Texas, and across the board in America, depending on your market, will greatly depend on you can understand the two cycles, the buyer cycle and the seller cycle. There's always a time that's better and worse for each party. In 2021, sellers had all control. You can sell a house and say, nope, I'm not doing any negotiations. I'm not doing any concessions. I want to have no option period. I want to close like this with no questions asked. And that happened time and time again. I literally saw people break down and start having emotional distress because they lost homes. And you need to become super aggressive. In that time period, you can do one property and have multiple offers. I sold a house in technically a day, but like in 2 days under contract, we had so many offers. I literally was giving speeches at my open houses. Like literally 100 people in front of us giving speeches because it was so jam-packed. I lined out the door down the street to come to our properties. And we sold for multiple six figures above asking price. And this is why that time period it happened. There's not enough homes and people wanted the amazing rates. Flip-flop of today, in contrast, we have so many homes in the market and not enough buyers in comparison. Well, that is the opposite side of this now. Now people are saying, I want you to give me a big discount. I want concessions. I want you to give me your firstborn child. You name it. You're seeing the whole entire spectrum. And the crazy part is, we're not even in a buyer's market yet. We are, to some degree, this is I think the best time to buy a home we've seen in the past decade for Austin, but it's not a true buyer's market. It's not a 2008, which may be coming soon. Again, I have a whole video up above that kind of breaks down what I would predict for a market crash for Austin, Texas, what to expect. Right now, it's not them. I'll even show you a fast on that topic, kind of a heat map for us of what Zillow reports. So this is Zillow's market reports. This tells us if we're in a neutral market, a seller's market, or a strong seller's market, and of course a buyer's market. And as of now, you can see that a buyer's market is blue. This is 2018 and 2020, kind of the edge. 2021 was a neutral market to them. Now again, some parts of the market's different. Austin, Texas was still a buyer's market. In 2022, 2024, we had a seller's market. And for some parts of the areas, like New York and California, it is currently a seller's market, with a buyer's market being in some parts of Texas. We have Austin, Texas, buyer's market. Again, this is a buyer's market, but is it a super fire sale buyer's market? Not yet. I don't think we're having massive foreclosures yet, but with the trends going on, I do think we'll probably see it shortly. But I want to kind of showcase to you, for those in Texas, what's actually happening here and how to really plan accordingly. So this is a bird's eye view of Austin from 2018 until today. You can see we had a massive spike of home selling. This is probably the hottest we've ever seen ever for seller's market. And today we're at 39. Now a true foreclosure market, which is super declining, is going to be as close to zero as possible. 50 is that baseline. That means it's kind of even. So again, it'll be kind of even for a while in 2025. Now here in August and September, we have a more neutral market, now more buyer's market for those. Which is why if you're trying to sell this home, you have to make sure you're super aggressive. You're probably saying to yourself, why is he telling me about buyer's market? Why is he telling me about the past? To help you understand the present. I'm a huge history fan. I know to know the future, I have to know the past as well, because most times it repeats itself. And after selling $1.6 billion in transactions to my team, I have a pretty good feel on what to expect. And I see a lot of sellers lose out on so much money, have massive holding costs, and also get less than they should have, but not following these next steps. Now, when it comes down to actually selling the property, there are a few things you want to do. Number one, make sure your home is sell ready. In this market, you're selling people your home versus every single other home, not just in Austin, but in Texas. Because some people have remote jobs. They can work anywhere they want to. And maybe they just love Texas because their family's here, or they grew up here, or they just love Texas like I do, or you do. They don't want to stay in the state. But they could be in San Antonio, they could be in Dallas, they could be in Houston, they could be in the outskirts like Marble Falls or Pflugerville. They're not just picking your home in Austin. And in Austin, there's around 5,000 homes in the 10-mile radius, 4,000 homes. And in Greater Austin, there's over 15,000 homes to choose from. And that price range is massive. I actually did a whole breakdown of the entire city market, literally over 150 plus neighborhoods Up above, you can watch that. It is 7 hours long. It's the most in-depth thing we're ever going to see on market for Austin. And it shows you every single price point, location, and so forth to really demonstrate that this is a super competitive market because it is an equal playing ground. And when I say get your home ready, I'm not saying go do full-on construction, make a new kitchen, make a new bathroom, list goes on. I'm not saying that. Maybe you clean the house for deep clean. Maybe you stretch the carpets. Maybe you power wash the driveway in the house. All pretty cost effective, won't break the bank, pretty easy to do, but it have a massive return on your investment because we are competing with buyers on a few fronts. Number one is curb appeal. That curb appeal has to stand out. You gotta make sure it's nicely maintained, the paint looks good from the outside, there's no junk in the front yard, good landscaping, nice lights, really stands out versus other homes. Number two, we're competing with them on an online basis, meaning high-end photos. With my team is world-class at that. We pay top dollar for you guys to get the best photos in there, and video for you as well. I've totally videos that we reach over 27 million people personally online on Instagram and YouTube from my own social media accounts, not including my TV show. I'm also a host for American Dream, which is on HGTV, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and more. We showcase all sellers and buyers even on this show to give them more exposure. So if we're ready. So if I come over here, kind of show you real quickly what that looks like. So this is a TV show again. You have to be a top 1% agent to be on the TV show, which I am probably high on top 1%, but nonetheless, it is a massive show for our clients that they love being part of to help themselves for top dollar. And then number three, on the front for competing against other homes is going to be the interior. Does it smell good? How's the first walking appearance? How's the temperature? How's the fixtures? How's the staging? Staging is a big part. Having a home staged, you can sell for 10% more money and 66% faster with having it professionally staged. And that makes a big difference. So number one, make sure your home is ready for the market. I'm not saying go out there and break the bank with new or finishes. Not necessary. But it does make a big difference how much you can be done without breaking the bank. And also, down below, if you do hashtag seller, I'll reach out to you directly. You started on my checklist we made is totally for free that shows you what to do for your house to make it sell ready, whether I'm your agent or not. But if you want me to help you in selling your house or buying a house with you, down below, link in the description, the first comment, or the first link in the description, how to call me directly, no obligation. I'll walk you through exactly what to do, how to get home ready, and sell for top dollar. Number two on our list is going to be making sure you are priced correctly. Yes, priced correctly. In this market, we have to stand out and make people think, oh my God, this is the amazing deal. I don't want to lose it. And you're probably saying to yourself, oh man, he just wanted me to do that to make it so easy for him to sell my house and let's give my house away, sell below market value. That's not what I'm saying. And actually right now, you watching this video, I'm not your agent yet, hopefully. So I have really no incentives to tell you to do that. But I will say, I've been using these strategies for nearly 5+ years, decade when it comes to my marketing agency as well, for almost a decade now. And we've broken records when selling houses to a 10-mile radius. 10-mile radius, meaning we outperformed every home and agent in that radius on price and days on market, thanks to understanding pricing psychology, and of course, video marketing, social media marketing, and more, and sales negotiations. But a big part of that was also our pricing up front. And you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, if I sell, below market value or list below market value, maybe I get my ask price, but I'm not getting as much as I wanted to. Or maybe you're thinking, if my home is worth $1 million, I look for 1.2, I'll sell for 1.1. Unfortunately, it's not how it happens. If we have our price way, way high. No one wants to see it because they think we're unreasonable and that it's hard to work with. And in this market, they want to have an easy transaction because buyers have lots of options to choose from. So it's so important to make sure you're priced correctly from day one and not chasing the market. Like, for example, I have a friend that is using an agent that did a terrible job, and they listed it at a super high price. And I told them, you should probably list at this price. And I'm honest. I would tell you, this is what it takes to get it sold. And if you don't want to do that, then by all means, you can pick the agent. But I know this market on the back of my hand, and this is the price it's a sell for and list for. And they use different agents. Most agents out there will tell you any price you want to hear. If you say, my home's worth $1 million, and it's actually worth $800K, they will say, yep, $1 million sounds good, with the hope that you will reduce the price down the line, which most people do, but you lose more money. For example, this person still listed at 1.5 and sold for 1.6, maybe 1.7. But instead, their agent they had listed for $1.8 million, and it probably won't sell at all now, and now we're going to go probably down to a 1.5, she said, on the ask price, a reduction of $300,000. So I was right on the price from day one, because the agent said, this is the price we need to sell in this market. Hindsight's 2020. So it really shows you how important pricing is, and to give you more clarity on this and why this is so important. If we look first at the market, the way this works is you can see a price derivative. If we're at market value, we'll capture around 60% of the marketplace. So let's say your home is worth $1 million for this easy math here, and we list for $1 million, we capture 60% of the people, and we'll sell at $1 million, give or take. Maybe less. If we are above market value by 5-10%, we lose half the marketplace. Half. And this market, that's a lot of people to lose. So that means it's 1.1. We're now only talking to 30% of the people. If it's 15% at 1.15, now it's 10% of the people. Here's what I want to do. What I like to do for my clients is let's go below market value, really stand out, get the home market ready, and that is that 10% or 5 to 10, 10 is like max. Now we're at a 75% of the market, 15% more people. But what happens is the way the human brain works. My major in college was psychology. And the way it works is people hate to lose stuff. Hate it. We like to gain stuff. So we will run away from pain and walk towards pleasure. And what I want to think my buyers do is run away from the fact of losing the deal and to give us a better offer. And to really paint this home for you on how important this is. Here's a home we just sold 2 weeks ago in this market in Austin, Texas. This home is beautiful. It's in the east side, an 02 area code. We closed and funded in 7 days and was under contract within the first 3 days and had multiple offers within the first day. We had a bidding war, tons of showings, huge success, and we outperformed every single home in a 1.3 mile radius on days on market and on price. And we outperformed every home in a 5-year period, even from today to 2020 actually, in that same zip code. All because we understand marketing and pricing. Now, for context for you, average days in market for that zip code at 1.3 mile radius was 75. Longest was 634 days. Every home but one other sold below the asking price in the past 90 days. In the past 5 years as well, most of them are the same exact example, but 2 in 5 years, also below asking price. We sold for 11.1% above the asking price, 100K above asking price. We sold $40 higher price per square foot on average, and it was $120,000 higher than the average closed home in that 1.3 mile radius. And get this, we also closed $180,000 higher than the average home on the market. Not closed home, but any home on the market, because we understand pricing comparative. They should have probably sold for $925, maybe $950. And I knew that from day one. I did a deep dive. I walked the ground before I go there. Also, on that point too, you should also know what's happening in your neighborhood. You should know all the homes. If you can see them, you should try to see them, or your agents to see them for you. What I do, I walk all the homes myself. Have a really good feel for competition. And because I did all those things, I knew we'll probably sell for $925, $950, send it to $900,000 for the ask price from day one. Tons of marketing and a deadline for Monday at this time period. And we sold for $1 million, all cash within 7 days. And we got them an extra $50,000 to $75,000 more than they probably should have. Probably $950,000. It's probably $50K more than they should have gotten for it. All thanks to this strategy. We outperformed every home in the area. There's a home down the street from here actually. They're listed at $865,000, but it started at like 1.1 or 1 million. And it was bigger than ours by a lot, like almost twice the size. So little does sink in how powerful pricing is. And our next point on this is when you're selling a home, you want to make sure in this market especially, you're cross-referencing the buyers. And what that means is if you have more than one offer, hopefully you do, me hoping you will, more often than not, I want to make sure I know how able are them. I want to talk to the lenders. I want to know what's happening with them. I want to make sure I know for a fact if we get to the closing table, can they close? How much money they have in the bank account. I want to see proof of funds. I want to talk to the lender. If we come up short below appraisal, can they bridge that gap? And will they bridge that gap? If you have more than one buyer, you do this. We had like 8 offers on that property. Would have been more, but we sold so quickly that I was cross-referencing each person and showing my seller their net listing sheet. I was showing my sellers what are the possibilities of each person closing. And I also showing them which agent on the other side of the transaction can help them close too. So again, I've seen deals almost fall apart. I did both sides of the transactions almost because one agent was newer and had no clue what they were doing. It goes to the next point. Make sure you work with a competent and above average agent. Don't use discount agents. You're probably saying to yourself, you're just saying that because you want my business at the 4%, what you normally charge, the 3 and 3, 6% total. And like, that's not the case again right now. We're not working together. But I know for a fact you have an agent that is discount more often than not. That means they're not good at sales, negotiations, and have no true value. But then there's a commodity. Because they're truly good at sales, negotiations, they will be firm at their price point, especially in this market, which is mostly for buyers. So as a listing agent, you want the best of the best, and the best charge the full price because they're worth it. They want to make you more money to the point where their commission means nothing to them, nothing to you. So don't use discount agents. Don't use new agents. You want to make sure you know they're full-time. You want to make sure you know if they've sold homes in the area or in the market. Again, area can be a part of that. I've sold homes in almost every part of Austin, around Austin, and some homes that were brand new to this market and outperformed every home in that mile radius or in that neighborhood despite never selling a home sale. Because I've sold so many homes in total that I know the market really well. So again, that one could be up and down. They're in the market, but overall, how they sold homes before is the main question. You want to know what makes them different. What's their price technology? What's their marketing technology? What is their sales techniques and strategies? All these things plays a massive role. For context for you, last year, 2024, out of 2 million agents, 1.5 sold 0 homes. 0. There are 10,000 agents here in Greater Austin, meaning that 7.5 thousand agents in Austin sold 0 homes. The next 1,000 people sold 2 or 3. The next 4% of that sold like 5 to 10. And then the top 1%, top 10%, so those 100 people, maybe top 1,000, sold more than 10 to 15 to 20. So most agents you talk to are not created equally. So you want to make sure you understand and do your diligence on your side and interview more people. Again, have calls me directly and interview me. I want to earn your business and show you I'm the best of the best, help you get the home sold or bought at the best price for you. Because I understand this on the high level. Obviously, you've probably seen by now. And you will make sure you don't just use your friend who you've known for a long time, especially if it's a part-time agent, especially if they are not experienced or don't have a good team helping them. Like for me, I have staff. My team is 100+ agents that work for me. You have a whole team working for you. That's just one person. It makes all the difference. So that's the next one on the list. After that, you also make sure when you get these offers you get, besides just doing a cross-referencing, what is the contingencies? Is it a strong offer? And a strong offer consists of quite a few things. One, what is the amount down? Or doing a 5%, 15%, 20%, 25%, all cash? What is the amount down? And that tells us a lot. All cash is good only because one, it closes fastest. They can avoid contingencies like appraisals and inspections because they don't need to do those. If I have a loan, I have to get an appraisal and do my inspection period. You should already do it anyways, but do my inspection period because my bank will not loan me money on this house unless it appraises correctly, unless it is for move on ready if it's an FHA loan. So first-time home buyer loans, it's hard to get accepted sometimes because in VA loans as well, because they have special criterias that have to be accommodated for in order to get a loan. It could be there is no window sill on the window. There is no carpet in this room or a hole in the wall. Like these kind of things can get them rejected until it's fixed. You gotta decide who fixes it, you or them. Even on as-is homes, that is still part of negotiations. In this marketplace, they know there's not a whole lot of buyers for you. So they're going to be way more on that point. So make sure it's a strong offer. That's one part of it. Next part of it, what is option period? Meaning that they give you 3 days, 5 days, 14 days long to do due diligence. You want it to be as short as possible. 3 to 7 days is at that sweet spot. One we just sold recently was 1 day. 1 single day. All cash. Came in, did inspections, and so forth. And kind of backtrack real fast for you too. Also, another thing to do as well to get a home ready for the marketplace is make sure you do a pre-inspection. That's what we do. That's why we did a 1 day option period. All cash, because they knew the home was already inspected and a list for them as well for homes from the remake of the homes we did in terms of like upgrades and finishes and so forth. Hey, here's a report for inspections. Here's our list of things we fixed on this report. Here's our next inspection report saying it was fixed. And that way they knew exactly, without a shadow of a doubt, this home is moving ready and this market is so important. So pre-inspections can save you tens of thousands of dollars. And it only costs us $300-400. If it's a big house, $500. So it's definitely worth doing. Next on your report for the contract, what are the closing costs? Are you paying for it or is the buyers paying for it? All these things make a big difference. Another thing, what is their objections? Do they have an objection that their friend's neighbor had to approve that they buy the house? It's an easy out to keep earnest money. Is it that it has to have an opportunity to do Airbnb or to build a pool or to do this thing? Objections make a big difference. Another one could be, what are they keeping in the house? Did they ask to keep the fridge? Did they ask to keep the washer and dryer? Did they ask to keep the car in the driveway. You never know. I've seen and heard of people lose deals over rugs inside of a house. Not me personally, it's my clients, but I've seen people say the person wanted a rug, I said no, and we lost it. The rug cost $50. So you want to know exactly what's on there and how badly they want it before you even accept an offer. And then, of course, the biggest one is how much will you make if it closes? And what is the contingencies for the appraisals and so forth. All these things makes a big difference for you getting top dollar for your house while having to worry about this being the declining market. Next on our list, which I think is super important, is going to be during the actual process of selling the house. Who's on your side to help you do that? Again, go back to the discount agent. Are they helping you monitor things? Are they helping you get things set up? Helping you with the transfer? Are they helping you stay aligned? Because there's 3 rounds of negotiations. Because the first offer is one part of it. Next is the inspection period. Next, negotiations. Next is the appraisal. Next, negotiations. And of course, you have concierge services. Do you need help moving? Do you need help buying a new house? Do you need help leasing or lease-back? So forth. All these things play a big role of the process. Because the paperwork involved, those people involved, all these things add up to make it more of a role that you need to make sure you're protected the entire time during this process. If you need a new construction person or contractor to help you fix things they ask to have them fixed, do you have that on standby through your agent or through your network? Again, for my clients, we have a whole concierge service that we give them all they need. You need help with repairs people, I have connections. You need help with pool people, I have connections. You need help with anything you can possibly think of, we have connections that most times give you the discounts as well. I've been working with them for so long. Same for lenders. So all these things play a massive role. And then for a quick recap for you, because I know we covered a lot of ground on this video. In this market, there is a buyer's market. Across the board in America, it's more neutral, but in Austin specifically, this is the most amount of buyer market we've seen in the past decade now. So it's super important and imperative that you're going there with a super good home from day one. Get it power washed, touched up. You make sure that you are also doing pre-inspections, making the home nice, doing landscaping on a minor level. All these things are huge. Number 2, choose the right agent to work with. Make sure you use the best of the best to help you get the best price for your property in this marketplace. Number 3, have a good price point that's going to help you get the best return as fast as possible. As I proved, I like to list below market value, but I sell for more money than it's worth almost all the time. Well, actually, one time, I have a fun story for you. We sold a house for a four-step owner person that we connected with, and he wanted to get the home sold for let's say $500,000. We sold for $675, $650, and we appraised way below market value. Well, below value of our offer. We had 25 offers, 100 people bought the house. It was crazy. It was just during a down buyer's market. Not as bad as this one, but it was a buyer's market still. And the buyer, had to come to table with extra money to close on the property because they appraised for way more than they thought it would, way below than we got our offer for, because we sold for that much higher than it was actually worth. It should have sold probably for $525, $500, $475, honestly. But we had a lot of people going them. So why number 4 on this list is cross-reference the buyers. Make sure you know who you're working with. Make sure they can get approved. Do you have money to bridge gaps? How committed are they? How serious are they? Talk to the lender. Are they going to help them get stuff closed? Number 5 is going to be, what is the offer? What are the contingencies? Is it strong or not? And of course, again, using the right agent, make sure you get to the closing table. Again, the job does not end at that initial point. I see so many people say, oh, I now know the price of the house. I'll just use my friend Sally to sell my house for me. Say, this is the price we used to do. They do it, and then they still lose money because negotiations, there's people to deal with, there's management, there's all these other things involved that price is one part of it. Hope this is helpful for you. I have another video over here actually that walks you through my entire program, how I sell houses. Literally my whole blueprint, A to Z, kind of like a listing presentation almost, but virtually. You can really see my whole thought process of what I do differently and why I'm one of the top agents in all of America, but especially here in Austin, Texas. And below that one, I'm going to break down for you my complete playlist of all things selling, from the market conditions and so much more. Again, I do think we're going to be going towards a down market, because right now there's 4 cycles of selling in real estate, and we're on the 3rd one. And the 3rd one is hyper supply. And after hyper supply, we have a crash, and we haven't seen one for a while, since 2008. So I do predict that it may be pretty large. Normally every 7 to 14 years is when we see crashes, 10 on average. So 2008 was the last one. 2020, 2021 should have been a new one, but with COVID happening and with interest rates and the government bailout pretty much for America, that delayed it. So now 16 years passed, and it means there's a lot of pent up demand. Again, I have a whole video again in this play that breaks down my predictions for that. But again, I hope this is helpful for you. If you want any extra support and help though from me directly and my team on selling your house for top dollar as fast as possible, down below, link in the description or the first comment on the comment section. How to call me directly, no obligations, no strings attached. I'll walk you through best practices. If I can help you or not, I'll let you know what best prices, so much more. My average seller makes on average $82,000 more with our help, $82,500 more with our help, and it sells normally within the first 2 weeks. My fastest so far has been 1 hour. Literally talked to them in the house, went outside, made some phone calls, and we had offers. So pretty good what we do. But again, thanks for watching. Have the best day yet. I'll see you at the top. I'm so glad to have you part of this channel and our journey.